25 lighters on my dress up, yes sir, blessed up, gotta get paid, better respect, bruh, flexed up, I'm on one, don't try to catch up, learn from the fuck ups, you gotta hustle to come up, I ain't selling my soul for a fucking mention, did I mention young nigga came off the bench hitting, stay down in my own lane, I ain't switching, they ain't stick to the code, they steady dry snitching, niggas is heartless, so I stay with the 10 man, I won't even feel comfortable with 100 grand, I need the fam to be straight till I'm dead and gone, I gotta grind, she be mad cause I'm barely home, make it in my city, I can make it anywhere, head on the swivel, these niggas quick to attempt you, building up an empire, watch me climb up my temple, I seen the biggest nigga fall, one hit to the temple, don't let the looks fool you, cause I act a fool, yeah, with the tool too, try mine and they might never ever see you, taking these trips, yeah, and overseas too. Ooh, cherry blurp, put in work, make it go berserk. I'm on another planet, these niggas ain't down to earth. It take time to be the king, lil' Simba. Niggas out here hard cold like December.
Cause when the spoiled milk is running through the ghetto dirt, the pastor with the 4-finger ring in the ghetto church never hurts. It never hurts. Yeah. Cause when the spoiled milk is running through the ghetto dirt, the pastor with the 4-finger ring in the ghetto church never hurts. It never hurts. Yeah.
They ain't really give a fuck, so I had to run it back up. Run it back up. Yeah, they ain't really give a fuck, so I had to run it back up. Run it back up. Ayy, they ain't really give a fuck, so I had to run it back up. Run it back up.
Versace lies dressed up, but they tryna watch me. They call me Plain Jane, but they steady tryna copy. Motherfucker, I'm the real. Excuses, I relax my head, cause fluffy pillows be a major key. Whenever I'm in the crib world, don't worry me. Unless country sister wanna give me some yoni, that's where I wanna be. I'll fall off sometimes and get back on, cause brick walls only thing my back done been on. All my niggas too same juice, no apple. Made niggas insane, observant, came Snapple. Cold world, I know, we heard this before. Family members turn rivals these days galore. Clap a kid before a grown up never seen these days. Midwest youngins ain't the only youngins acting this way. Was politicking with this SA in Diego about the same thing. Get the money, but the rules change. The blood on it and they still counting. That's the future of the sparrow. Well, ain't nothing but a overshaped gun barrel. Niggas want moves and want goals like the memes. And I just
Oh, you better believe it. E. Dunn,
Yeah.
Jay Blunt,
You know it.
Nikki Love and Trey are not with us today.
Yes, they are. They are out.
We are going to rock this DDCB show regardless.
Of course, man. Shout out to Nikki and Trey.
Shout out to Nikki and Trey.
And I'm pretty sure they'll be with us next show.
Absolutely.
But man, welcome to the DDCB show. It's looking like the original format, bro. It's reminding me of the Rise days when it was just
Definitely.
me and you by our lonesome. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly, man. Shout out to Rise Network. We are back on Rise. If you guys do not know, we got a partnership with them. Our content will be on their show, so make sure y'all, if you are a fan of the Rise Network, make sure y'all can go there, check out work, but make sure you go to our social media pages and you go to YouTube and make sure you hit us up on all streaming platforms because we are available there as well.
Most definitely, man. I know it's like my bro says, it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without a dope pod to step to. It's actually been a little while, but we here. It's no time better than now. But before we rock out, y'all know what we do. We got to give our sponsors some love. So, bro, take it away from me.
Absolutely. Let's get them rolled up. 80 Souls. This is an 80 Souls production. How as good a mankind for the only certain day as yesterday. Pseudo Baker and Pseudo Baker TV, cutting the cord, cutting the majors, cutting your bill.
Yes, sir.
Turn me up a little bit more. I live as an I Live Productions. Life starts when your dreams turn into reality. 2 and 3. Yeah. Mike 2 and 3. Lift Apparel. Come get slave with the clothing, man.
Black owned clothing at that.
D-Ferg Productions. Shout out to my boy D-Ferg.
One of our executive producers behind that. Shout out to my boy.
Timeless Events with Kanisha Minor.
Shout out to Kanisha.
Mermaid LLC Original. Shout out to Trey White, man. Great product. Events by Ashley E. To do planning by Jocelyn. Shout out to her. Face and make it yours. Y'all gonna make sure y'all go
Shout out to Nikki's sister, man.
Shout out to her. And the Create Loft. Make sure y'all go and get that. Go book them for your future events. And Elevator. Shout out to Shorty Bands with Elevated Eyes, man. Dope video producer. We got our executive producers, Dwayne Ferguson, Ray Howard, and CJ, our creative director / audio
/ everything. Yeah. Shout out to you, CJ, man, holding it down back there, man. We here. It's the 4th. It's going into the 4th of July weekend. But guess what? We don't give a fuck about the 4th of July weekend because we already had Juneteenth. So shout out to my people, man, who celebrated Juneteenth, the real independence. You know what I mean? But let my man get some technical things going on behind there. But we got a lot going on in sports, man. We got the NBA playoffs to talk about. We got the Olympics to talk about, and the big news of the NCAA that's coming out of the NCAA that we also need to discuss. So it's a lot to go on today. So, all right, y'all good? All right, cool. All right, we got some technical things. Yeah. All right, cool. All right, so we, of course, as always, man, nothing's gonna be perfect, so we gotta get it there, right? But yeah, we here, man. Like I was telling the people, bro, we got a whole lot to talk about. We got a lot in sports. We good?
We peeking on mic number 3.
Yeah, a little bit. Oh, my bad.
Mic number 3 down a little bit. Go now.
Good. We good?
Yeah, we should be good.
All right, cool. Y'all good? All right, cool. All right, so as I was saying, man, we got a lot of stuff in sports to talk about, man. This is the peak of the year in sports.
Yes,
but before we get into the obvious, man, which is the NBA playoffs, the biggest thing that's going on right now, we're gonna break into our 2 major topics of sports right now, man. Sha'Carri Richardson, Olympic track runner, man, tested positive for marijuana, and she has to face a 30-day suspension, man. There's been a lot of outrage about that. A lot of people is going against her. You know, a lot of people standing behind her. I'm standing behind her. What's up? What you think about it, bro?
Hey, bro, I'm in the mind state of it's a job. You know, we want to make sure that it really, to me, okay, this is where I'm at. Working in corporate America, we got to understand that when you sign up for a job, there are things that come with it.
For sure.
One of them is you can't get high. You know?
Right.
I'm not blaming her for it. I don't think that it should be a big deal because, number one, it's not performance enhancing. If anything, it makes you slower. But number two, we gotta get out of this whole realm of shit. Once marijuana became legal in a sense in majority of the states, they gotta get that shit the fuck up out of here.
I agree.
Fines and all that shit, like, it makes no sense. Like, how you gonna, on one hand, said this is good for the country, to the point to where we are actually paying, the government is paying their bills off of weed money.
Facts.
That people are consuming, but yet and still it's still a...
There are legal dispensaries.
Exactly.
Like you said.
And it's legal where she at, which is in Oregon.
Yeah, which is in Oregon. Yeah, everything. Nigga, crack is illegal in Oregon. They said it's every drug became illegal in Oregon, by the amount. They only go by amount. Mm-hmm. So depending on the amount you got is where the fines and the jail time maybe come in at. But if you stick to that certain amount, you're good.
Yeah,
And that's
for
with
sure, for
every drug. So, the thing about it, I'm with you, bro. I don't know, like you said, I understand there's rules and I understand there's consequences.
Absolutely.
She's 21. I can't, she know what come with this, but at the fact of, people being upset at her, man. I don't know what the being upset at her is
listen,
about.
man.
You know what I mean?
It's just these motherfucking punk ass motherfuckers that sit up there, talk all this bullshit about fucking. Man, listen. Half these people can't do what the fuck she do. Number one,
And that's a fact, Jack.
and not even half, because she done broke records and did shit that no other woman has ever done. So we're talking about the 1% of the 1%.
Facts.
But you know how this shit is, man. Motherfuckers get on social media and state their opinion. They are keyboard warriors. They're internet gangsters. They people that are projecting their opinion, which really means nothing. Everybody got an opinion about a situation, and I understand you got sponsors, and sponsors sell shit to consumers, and the consumers drive the force. But at the same time, motherfuckers gonna buy what they gonna want to buy. Dorito don't have to pay $1 million to the NFL because motherfuckers still gonna buy Doritos no matter what.
Of course. And honestly,
it's just bullshit.
I'm gonna keep it funky with you, man, because we live in America, man, where man, we the standards. People go off standards versus actions, man. People respect titles over the person's character. You know what I mean? So this is what it's all about in America. Honestly, I just think they mad at her because of her image. I mean, you know who Shakari remind me of? She remind me of the Olympic version of Allen Iverson.
Yeah.
When you look at AI, man, AI came in the league, man, and was nothing but one of the top performers from the time he came in to the time he left. The man was a complete professional on the court.
Oh, absolutely.
Came and did his job and left. They didn't give AI shit for his on court actions. They gave AI shit for his off court actions, man, which had nothing to do with nobody. The tattoos, the braids, the things like that, man. And to me, when I look at Sha'Carri, that's what I see. I see somebody who's taking a sport and doing it her way and fucking everybody up in the process, man. And she just so happened to be a black woman, man. So, I just think it's more the image than the action, man. You know what I mean? Because, Phelps didn't get this smoke. Phelps didn't get that smoke.
Fuck no, he didn't get this smoke. Motherfuckers didn't even give it was a non-story. It was something that didn't even hit the airwaves. Only people that really are into it kind of knew.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it goes to show you, one, the double standard. That race is still an issue. Two, it goes to show you that it's not as big as a deal as they're making it out to be, because you did not make a big deal in one instance, but you made a big deal in this instance, and now we're sitting trying to dissect the differences.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Facts.
Well, what was different about this case than this case? Because essentially, it was the same crime, and it's the same exact thing that we talk about with our court systems. You know what I mean?
For sure.
One guy, he committed burglary, has the same background type of challenges. It's just one person is white, one person is black, one person get probation, the other one get years in prison.
Facts.
So we know what it is, and it's
of course,
you know what I mean.
It's the same old story. You know what I mean?
And it's just gonna take off for that generation to die out. I mean, I've said it a lot of times. But
that's a fact.
That generation, racism to a certain degree is always going to be here, because they fucking owned our ancestors.
You gotta know the crazy thing about these white, me, I ain't gonna be polite. These white racist ass crackers. The thing about it, how you know that you're a piece of shit and power means so much to you on earth. You getting 8 these motherfuckers I've known. I ain't gonna say this racist right cracker's name, but y'all probably know. This motherfucker had 10 heart transplants. 10. The fuck are you holding on to? Just die. If I gotta get, this the thing, 1 heart transplant, cool. Maybe 2. If they tell me, hey, Mr. Blunt, you're gonna need another heart transplant, man, just let me die. It's over. God is absolutely telling me something. It's time to go. What are you holding on to? But this the thing, man. They're holding on to the power that they know, all this havoc that they created down here. That's all they ever had. You know what I'm saying? Was to let they just to use their money and their power for evil. You know, so I agree with you, bro. That shit just gotta die out. I can't wait till it die out, and maybe our future can get on to a greater start. Because it's not about color. It's not about any of that bullshit that we are used to coming up seeing. It's about the person that you are, man. It's about your heart. It's never been about your skin color. It's about your heart. So when I tell, so when I look in this camera and I call y'all crackers, if that's what you act like, that's what you act like. You know what I'm saying? I love people dearly, no matter what color you are. But that shit gotta stop with all that. But shout out to Shikari, man.
Absolutely. Run your race, young woman.
Yeah, run your race, man. Don't let that shit get you down. It is what it is. It's nothing but a plant that's saying you know.
I mean,
a
only
plant.
thing they're doing is just setting her up for a major comeback. I mean, really, that's what's gonna happen.
You know,
she gonna come out. She gonna run a motherfucking race, and she gonna beat everybody ass.
Facts.
And that's just gonna be what it is.
Let me tell you something. Death to drug testing for weed. Death to that. That shit needs to stop. If you ain't got no crack or no meth or some shit in your system, let it go. Let it fucking fly, man.
I'm gonna take it one further. This is my thing about drugs, period. And we can talk about this a little bit later. But this is my opinion on it, man. And I believe this wholeheartedly. I believe that all drugs and all prostitution should be legal. And this is why.
No, I honestly agree, but I hear you, bro.
And this is why. Not with children, of course. Not with kids, of course. So let me tailor that for motherfuckers.
Right. No children. No.
Consenting adults. If two consenting adults are having sex and one give money for the sex, how is that hurting anybody?
I never understood why prostitution was illegal.
Because they can't tax it.
There you go. Exactly. But again, it just shows the evil and the structure of America, like you said, because they can't tax it. It's not about a right or wrong. I've been telling people right or wrong is overrated.
Exactly, man.
In certain instances.
Exactly, man. Listen, it's always subjective and to the eye of the person that is talking about it.
Right.
You can't say I'm pro-life, but at the same time be for the death penalty. It's fucking retarded.
Right.
I'm looking for consistency in your logic, good sir.
Facts.
You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to hear that
facts,
shit.
Facts.
And it's the same thing with weed. If heroin was legal right now, who the fuck on this set gonna do heroin? Producers? No. So why the fuck do you need the government to say I need heroin to have these? If anything, you would want to, heroin is here, you would want to get it into an environment to where it could be tested by the FDA.
Right.
Make sure it's held to a certain standard. Slap your warning labels on there.
Well, you do know they put heroin in certain drugs that they give people in hospitals. You know, this is the thing. What people don't understand, every drug is actually a natural drug. Even heroin. You know, this shit comes from poppy seeds. You know, it's the stepstone. It's the stepstone. You know, once you get a drug and you're putting other products with it, of course it's gonna make it.
Except for meth, that shit is.
Meth is just, that's on some whole other shit. You know what I mean? Meth is nothing but chemical. You know what I'm saying?
But I mean, even in that regard, it make it legal.
Now you want to talk about some shit that make you look old quick? Fuck with that meth. I'm telling you, boy. You want to look 90? If you want to look 90 by at the end of this week, smoke meth. You know.
But that's how I feel about it, man. I honestly feel like that. It's just time. We reached the time to where
it's a time for
the government doesn't need to
talk
be
about that
involved
on Free Talk. What it's time for.
Government don't need to be involved in every single aspect of your life. It don't need to be involved in all of that shit. So.
I agree on certain things. That's why. And speaking of that, that's why I say I got a topic for us on Free Talk that I wanna. When you said it's time for a lot, it just made me think about some things we need to discuss. But I'll say that for Free Talk. Moving on. NCAA. Hey, bro. you can probably fuck with the NCAA now, man.
I could probably fuck with the
You
NCAA.
can probably be a fan of the NCAA now because starting on July 1st, well, after July 1st, it's either on July 1st or after July 1st, NCAA college players can now get paid for endorsements and things outside of NCAA, man. Hey, bro, I know you've been talking about this for a long time, saying, yo, pay these young men, and I've always been pro-pay these young men. What do you feel about this move? How do you think it will affect the NCAA moving forward? Because there's a lot of people saying that it's going to actually fuck up the morale of NCAA and, you know, that it might fuck up the excitement of NCAA now that these kids can make some type of money. What do you think, bro?
It's total hypocrisy. It is stupidity at the highest level. It is asinine, and it is a retarded-ass viewpoint, and this is why. You got the college coach that is getting paid millions of dollars.
Facts.
That is signing multi-million-dollar sponsorship deals.
Facts.
You have the schools that are making billions of dollars. The NCAA is a multi-billion-dollar conglomerate. Let's get this clear. They're one of the wealthiest sports entities that we have in this country. Everybody is making money except for the people that are actually producing the product.
Facts.
If you were to take this instance in any other industry in the United States, your ass would be going to fucking jail.
And that's a fact, Jack.
You would be going to jail. And I think they did not take it further. Like I said multiple times before, if you are making, nobody is saying that you need to come up. I feel there needs to be a CBA between the school and the coaches to where these guys need to be getting paid. I feel like it should be, if money is involved, then you need to be doing splits. That's how I feel about it. But whenever money is involved and there's somebody making all the money and then there's somebody who is making very little to nothing, and then we see that in your actions.
Facts.
You're willing to fly these kids halfway across the country, not giving a fuck. You don't give a fuck about their schooling then. You don't give a fuck about their education when they got to do finals on this day, but they got to go and get exceptions and, oh, he's an athlete, so now he can go do this. No, you ain't give a fuck about their education then. So don't give a fuck about their education now.
Facts.
Scholarships, all good. Give them their scholarship. But at the same time, motherfucker, you need to pay them. If they helping you make money, you need to pay them. They are an employee. You need to stop using the word student athlete because that shit went out the window when money is involved. And I believe that should happen at every single level. I believe that should happen at the high school level, and I believe it should happen at the AA level, AAU level.
Mm-hmm.
If there is money to be made and you're making money off these kids, they're not slaves. Pay them.
Another question I want to ask: would this move keep kids in college longer?
I believe that it will keep kids in college longer because if I'm an athlete, I'm good, I'm going the Emmanuel Mudiay route before all this happened.
Facts.
Emmanuel Mudiay said, "Fuck college. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take my black ass overseas. I'm going to make $1 million.
Facts.
And then I'm going to go to the NBA." Now, it's real funny.
Brandon Jennings did the same thing as well.
Exactly. Now, it's real funny how a 17, 18-year-old Steven Adams can go and do the same thing. If you notice, and this is why it's full of shit. This is exactly why it's full of shit, right? If you notice, they only do all this strong regulation in the sports where there are a lot of black and brown people. That's where all the most of the regulation is. You don't hear shit about motherfuckers. You can go right to the majors in motherfucking baseball if you're good enough. Ain't no motherfucking wait.
Facts.
If you 18 years old and you can make it, go on up.
Go ahead, bro.
They might put you in the farm if you're not good enough, but you're still a professional though.
Exactly.
But it's all this 3 years for the NFL. It's all this 1 year, and I understand the premise. I understand it. I really don't feel comfortable. If I'm a GM, I wouldn't feel comfortable giving this 18-year-old, 19-year-old all of this money, and I don't have no tape on them. So make them go to college so I can get some tape. I understand that.
Right.
I understand that 100%. So the schools need to tailor that. But so long, college and the NBA have been, college and professional sports have been working together to keep certain things from happening. When the NBA and the NFL need to start looking at NCAA as competition, because that's exactly what they are.
They definitely are competition.
That's exactly what they are.
You know, I know. Listen, man. I know so many people who. I know so many fans of NCAA and people who say, man, I don't even fuck with the NBA. I fuck with the NCAA. You know, and just kind of piggybacking off a lot of things you said, bro. For one, these kids should have been getting paid. That's some slavery shit. You know, to go in stores and see these kids college jerseys and all this, and to know they're not getting a dime.
Motherfucking jerseys selling for hundreds of thousands of dollars.
They're not getting a dime for any of that.
You telling me I signed this jersey, it go on auction because my school just so happened to win. They sell the jersey that I signed. The school makes all this fucking money on it, and I ain't getting no kickback.
I ain't getting no kickback.
But I'm the one who made that number in that jersey what it was.
Yeah, the championship hats and
exactly.
stuff.
If my name wasn't on it, you couldn't sell it for shit but $89.99. That was all you gonna get.
That's all you gonna get. You know, I remember when Baron Davis was back at. I remember when Baron Davis UCLA jersey was the top selling jersey. Back when he before he got drafted, man.
Absolutely.
Couldn't get a fucking dime. You know, that's absurd to me.
And another thing is getting all that money in college, it will also help them. Because now you claim you're an educator, you're claiming this is a student. Teach this kid about, okay, now you got this $1 million from this Nike endorsement.
Right.
Now you got this $1 million+ deal from whatever endorsement that you got. Now let me teach you smart money management. Let me teach you about investment, savings, diversifying your portfolio, all this shit. If you're a school, now it's time to talk about it.
Well, the future of schools, period, high school, grammar, I don't give a fuck. We have to start teaching our kids some financial literacy. You know, how many fucking kids is going to school to be a science? So why am I taking up science? Why am I doing all this algebra 8 and all this so crazy ass shit?
I've always said, that the current school structure as way is put now makes no fucking sense at all. Why the fuck are we taking out? What they're doing is they're trying to keep up with China and Singapore and all these other places because their kids are taking these advanced classes.
Right.
But what is more important is creating a generation of children that are critical thinkers, that can think for themselves, and that are well versed to enter the society that we're going to be thrusting them in.
Facts.
After they graduate from high school.
There you go.
So life lesson skills, giving them a decision and life making course will have a greater impact on them than trigonometry.
Facts. Way better.
Understanding the laws and how they work in the state you're in will go a whole lot further than fucking chemistry.
Exactly.
If I want to take chemistry, it should be an elective because I plan to do some type of
something in
chemistry
that
type
field,
of work
right?
In that field.
Something in that
that should be
field.
something that should be done at the college level. I'm not saying let's dumb it down, but what I am saying is this.
I'm just saying that
kids need to know about the laws. They need to be better versed about the laws in their state. They need to understand how to vote, why you're voting. They need to understand, they truly need to understand the different branches of government and the roles that the branches of government play. Because
a lot of kids don't fucking know that.
Because somehow people forgot this.
Damn, I forgot Nikki wasn't here. I got to make my own drink.
Yeah, we got to make our own shit. But somehow they forgot that the president is not the fucking king. He don't make all the decision. The president is 1/3 of this here thing that we call a government. And they have equal and checking balances in power. Right? So, and to me, honestly, I feel like the legislative branch is more powerful than the executive branch. That's how I feel about it. But it seems like that we've lost that along the way. you know, it's something that we touch on, and it's not something that is clearly, you know, defined and going through with a fine-tooth comb. And maybe it is going through in schools that don't have a lot of people that look like me.
Mm-hmm.
But I can tell you this: home economics
Turn that
needs
music
to be
up
there.
just
I got you.
one more notch. Yeah, one more notch.
Home economics needs to be something that is in there more.
I agree with you,
All
bro.
of that shit,
Our school system has definitely been failed us.
It's a keeping
years
up
ago.
with the Joneses type of thing. And this is the thing, right? We're not even top in education anymore. We are well below in the bottom.
Man, the U.S. This country is behind in every fucking thing, man. But this the thing, you gotta understand what this country is built off of. This country wants to build motherfuckers to be controlled and not control their own destiny.
Exactly.
So that's what this country is built off of. But shout out, whoever made that decision about the NCAA and these kids actually beginning to make some money from their talent and their hard work. Kudos to you, man, because this is a move that should have been made, man. And I'm so excited for those. I'm so excited for a lot of those kids that will do that. Can you imagine if this rule was in when LeBron and them?
LeBron would have bought the fucking school.
Man, I honestly wanted to see LeBron play at least 1 year of college ball.
I did not.
I did just one year.
I don't want to see nobody go to college when they can. This is the thing, man. This is the thing, and I mean this with every good intent. So please don't take my words out of context. Listen to me, kids, and listen to me close.
Listen to Uncle E real quick.
Listen to me like you never listened to nobody before in your life.
Listen to Uncle E. Spit some juice.
Going to college is a pathway, but it is not the only way.
Say it. Say that. Church.
Now,
Church.
what I can tell you is there are trade schools where you can go to, and you can make more money right out of trade school than you can in any college. Electricians make money.
Because this
Plumbers make money.
they make money.
Carpenters, which is a dying industry, makes money. Being a butcher, what I was, you can make some good money.
Of course.
Because trades are out there and you can get to it, and there's nothing wrong with working with your hands.
Because one thing we have
everybody's not going to be no doctor or lawyer.
Because one thing we have to understand in America, and what America don't teach, is because we've been shoving down our kids' throats for years. And even when we came up, bro, be a doctor, lawyer, be a cop, be a police. They always gave us these things they want us to be. Mm-hmm. Everything in this world and everything, especially in this country, plays a role. One hand washes the other, man.
Absolutely.
You know what I'm saying? So to all you people at our grocery stores and you baggers and you meat, like you said, what you do, bro, with the meat, that's important. Stop downplaying everybody's career and what they do, man, because one hand washes the other, and you'll be looking stupid as fuck. You go to your grocery store, damn, where everybody at?
Let me tell you something else, bro.
Everything plays a part, man.
Everything plays a part. And I'm going to tell you something else, another industry that is highly overlooked and that is more important than just about every single industry there is.
Yeah.
You can talk about doctors and lawyers all you want. You can talk about all of that shit. But the doctors got to get they shit. You know what I mean? When I'm at the meat packing plant, when I was a butcher and I was cutting that meat, somebody got to take it to them. Being a driver pays bread.
Nah, driver, man. I know.
There's drivers out there making six figures, people. Let's keep that above. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I just need to tell it exactly like it is.
That's just a fact.
The average American is making about $50,000 a year.
I agree.
You can be a butcher and make more than that.
I got people that's drivers, man, and they make good money.
Let me tell you something. My company hiring right now, they giving $10,000 sign-on bonuses, and you're getting about $26 to $32 an hour driving. Where the fuck you gonna get that at with no education?
Everything and everybody plays a part in this country, man, and there's nothing wrong with other
Go get
careers outside of what we've been
Exactly,
pushed
man.
down our
And
throat.
it's the thing. While they was pushing, go to college, go to college, go to college, go to college, they go and give you $300,000 in debt to be a fucking dance major. They'll
Right.
give you that all day, but they won't give you $10,000 to start a business. Now, with me having a business, I understand 100% why they don't give out business loans to start a business. I understand because I had to get schooled on it. So I understand why they don't do that. Banks are not in the business to fund your dreams. They're in the business to make money.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going off on a tangent, bro, but I got to break
No,
this down.
no, listen.
I got to.
No, this thing, man, people gotta know this. You know what I mean? I know we on a time limit, but these are the Jews we gotta spit with people, man. And you know,
Let me tell y'all something. This is how banks work, right? Say I have a business and I want a $100,000 loan. They're going to look at two things when I go into that bank. And immediately it's going to determine whether or not I'm going to get that loan. I know this because I've been through this, right? They're going to say, you want $10,000. One, I need you to show me that you can make at least $10,000 over the same time span that you're going to be, or throughout the year. Say you get a 3-year loan. I need to be sure that you can comfortably pay this back. Number one, you have to have the after operating costs money, meaning after taxes and after your overhead. Then you also have to have $10,000 in assets, because if I give you this $10,000 loan and your company fails, I need to be able to recoup that money. Say I give you 10 grand, your business failed. If you ain't got $10,000 in assets, how the fuck I'm gonna get my money? So they leverage your assets and your after-tax value, and that's how they come up with whether or not they're gonna give you the loan. If you don't have one or the other, you're not gonna get the loan. They're not even gonna put your shit in the system because it don't matter about credit score when it comes to businesses. It matters about your after liability tax asset, meaning that you can have a $500,000 building, but if you owe $400,000 on it, your net value on that building is $100 grand. Mm-hmm. So that's the max that you're gonna get on a loan. Period is $100 grand, because that's the only thing they can take from you to recoup their money back. And you have to be able to make $100,000 within that time span of me giving you this money.
it's all systematic.
All
you know
of
what I mean? Everything is systematic.
That's some Jews for your ass, just in case y'all don't know.
We know how this go, man. You know, we ain't gonna go too much off course, because I know we on sports, but we gotta spit them Jews.
Gotta drop them Jews, man, on the people.
We gotta
man.
spot them Jews when we need to. But moving on, NBA playoffs.
Absolutely.
We are here. Congratulations to the Phoenix Suns. Shout out to my motherfucking boy, one of the point guards of this league, CP3, man. It's his time.
CP3.
My man finally made it there. You know what I'm saying? The Suns, man. I mean, let me tell you something. I knew that this Chris Paul trade to the Suns when it happened was going to make a huge difference to them. But, man, I didn't, for them to be here in the finals, that I didn't see. I knew the Suns was going to go far, but that I didn't see. Where do we put Chris Paul at, man? When we talking about point guards of all time, where's Chris Paul at on your list, man?
Top 5. Top 5.
Give me 5 guards, including Chris Paul.
If I would have to put it, this is in no particular order. This is just me thinking out loud. You got, of course, Magic Johnson. You will have, of course,
Isaiah Thomas,
Isaiah
one
Thomas.
of mine. Yeah,
You would definitely have Steph Curry in that list because motherfuckers don't give him the respect he deserves.
I agree.
You got Chris Paul, and then I would have to throw in Jason Kidd in that.
I like that. Now, John Stockton.
He in my top 10, but I got my reasons why he's not top 5.
No, that's cool. I love your list. Shout out to CP3, man. And this is the thing. Another thing I want to point out, man. All these injuries, man. LeBron mentioned something, and he's saying this was one of the things he was afraid of, and what he talked about when it came to cutting some of the games down in the season and protecting the players more, because you get these down the hill injuries. As you can see, Whole lot of injuries down the list. Before Brooklyn got hit out, we had Kyrie, we had Harden. Now we have Trey, and now we have Giannis, who's
That
that's
was more
big.
of a freak accident.
That was just a freak accident, But imagine if the Bucks advance and to not see Giannis in the finals. You know what I'm saying? Even though the reports came out saying he had no structural damage to the knee, he just hyperextended it.
Right.
And he's fine. Do you think if the because Bucks is one game away from advancing to the NBA Finals, do you think Giannis will be able to be available?
Giannis will be available. I'm not sure if he'll play game one, but he'll definitely be available for the finals. But this is one thing I need to say about injuries, man. If you look at any championship team, what is the one consistent thing that they've had? It's health.
Yeah, health is all.
It's health.
Sports is unpredictable when it
I
comes
mean, they could bitch and cry about injuries all they want. If we want to go down the injury list, imagine what the Thunder would be if KD didn't get hurt that year. We wouldn't be talking about the Warriors right now.
What you say?
I'm just keeping it a buck. The Thunder went to the finals in 2012. They lost against LeBron when they was babies.
Yeah.
They turned right back around, was in the same position to go. KD get hurt. Then turn right back around. Harden get hurt. Then Russ get hurt. These guys were dealing with injuries. They were dealing with injuries. What would they be if there was no injuries? We would be talking about a team that could possibly win 3 times in 5 years. That's what we would be talking about right now. They would probably still be in Oklahoma City to this day. Injuries are a part of the game. You have to plan for them. There's a reason why you have rotational players and bench players to step up. You have to, that is your front office's job to be able to say, okay, in case such and such get hurt, it's going to be a massive blow. But how can I minimize that person getting hurt? And that is a side effect of, number one, the players. You wanted this Supermax. Now it limits your team's ability to go out and create a well-balanced team.
I agree.
Now it limits these max deals. I can only get 3-4 players and then everybody else on veteran minimum.
Fact.
So you got to convince these players that would normally make $7, $8, $9 million to make the veteran minimum, and everybody's not willing to do that for a championship because they got families to feed.
Facts.
It's part of it. This is what you have to deal with. Injuries are a part of the game.
They definitely are a part of the game. Do you feel far as do games need to be cut out? Far as cut down. We're playing 82 games this season. If you had a number outside of 82, how far do you think that number needs to be cut down?
I'll tell you what. I don't think it should be cut down.
Think it should stay 82?
I think it should stay 82. And not only that, I think that if they want to do that, limit back-to-backs.
And the only reason they did this because Adam Silver is adding new shit, the play-ins and all this, so the tournaments and all this, so they saying there's no need for 82 games. With all these new additions that's coming into the game.
Man, look.
Do you feel that's a thing? It's too much basketball. Is that even a thing?
No, I don't feel that's necessarily a thing, man. I just feel like these players now, man, they got more power and more of a voice than they ever did. They have more say-so in the things that are going on.
Thank you, son.
What's up, nephew? I just feel like that they just need to stop bitching. I'm going to keep it a buck. Stop bitching. Listen, you knew what you signed up for. You knew you signed up for 82 games. You knew what it was. LeBron been in this league going on 18 years. You knew what it was. We can have the discussion, but at the same time, if we're cutting back on games, are you going to cut back on the amount of money that you're going to be getting? Is that a discussion that we would like to have? Because I guarantee you the answer will be no.
I agree. It goes hand in hand, right?
It goes hand in hand.
I agree.
Because if it's less games, that means it's less times the sponsors to be on that TV, which means that if I'm a sponsor, I'm going to want to pay less.
I mean, fair is fair, right?
Absolutely.
You know, so let's talk about quickly. Let's talk about some of the teams that has been eliminated. And I want you to tell me, bro, what these teams are looking like going into off season and what should they do to get better, who should be traded and all that. So we got who all's been eliminated. We got the Clippers, who's just recently eliminated.
Mm-hmm.
We have Brooklyn, who was just recently eliminated.
Absolutely.
We have your non-favorite, who you said they're never serious until further notice, your Utah Jazz.
Absolutely.
You know, and things such of that nature. These are just, and it was more teams, but I'm gonna just put them on them 3 teams. Out of them 3 teams, tell me what they need to do this offseason. Who needs to stay? Who needs to go? Who needs to be added? Let's start with the Clippers. First of all, I just want to say this. Pandemic Pete was not Pandemic Pete this playoffs.
He was playoff Pete.
Give Paul George his motherfucking flowers, man, because
Yes,
that Pandemic Pete shit, Paul George played amazing this whole playoffs. And the boy, the boy was carrying the Clippers, man, even with Kyrie's injury. So shout out to Paul George because we gave him such flack last year, and he deserved it because he was playing pandemic
Yeah.
type basketball, But give P his flowers when he's doing good. That boy was definitely playing some ball. So I'm gonna start with the Clippers, man. What do they need? Who needs to stay? Who needs to go? What do they need to add? Quick.
What they need to do is they need to get on the phone with Portland. They need to trade Kawhi Leonard for Dame Dollar.
Whew, that's pretty steep, man. Trade Kawhi Leonard for that? Break it down for me quickly, bro.
And this is
I gotta hear this.
Kawhi Leonard is a diva. He is a great player, one of the best two-way players probably in history. But the thing is that his production can be duplicated. I can get more from him. I can get more value out of trading him. You could probably – Kawhi Leonard is just not it. If Kawhi Leonard was healthy, would they have made it to the finals? More than likely, so. But I feel like talking long term, I don't think he's a long term solution for what the Clippers need. Just where I'm at with it. I feel like, and I honestly feel like that's something that the Lakers should probably look at.
I'm pretty sure the Lakers look into every major name in the fucking
Let me tell you something.
league.
This is what the
saying?
Lakers need to understand about
We still good. Okay.
Kawhi Leonard has missed more games this season than Dame Dollar has missed in his entire career. And so has Anthony Davis in this season alone. Anthony Davis has missed more games than Dame Dollar has his entire season. We're talking about a guy who's going in close to a decade in this league. The type of production. Let me tell you something. If Dame Dollar won a championship, he would be in that top 5 conversation.
And that's a fact, Jack. Dame Dollar is my
If he had a championship, we would be talking about him
Dollar
right now. So we need to tailor these expectations. But moving on to the next one.
Okay, Brooklyn Nets. Who needs to go? Who needs to stay? What needs to be added? Let's go.
Number 1, they need a coach. Steve Nash needs to go. Bye, Mr. Nash.
Break it down for me,
Lionel
bro.
Hollins.
Shout out to Lionel Hollins, man, who is a very underrated coach.
Mark Jackson.
Oh, man, we ain't going to even get on Mark. We know Mark. At this point, do Mark even want to coach? Because this is the thing.
How this man ain't had no job yet is a travesty in this league.
Bro, honestly, does Mark Jackson even want to coach? We got to ask that, too. Because I find it hard to believe that Mark Jackson, that if he wanted to coach, that he don't have no job if he really wanted to coach.
I find it, but I feel like it's also about finding the right situation, too.
True that.
You know what I mean? He can get a coaching job, no problem. I feel that 100%. But it's about finding the right situation. Why the fuck am I gonna go fucking coach the fucking Magic?
If you can put Mark Jackson in any situation right now, what would you put him at?
Brooklyn. Brooklyn.
That easy, huh?
That easy. Mark Jackson was coaching Brooklyn. They would be.
Do you feel Steve Nash has a spot in coaching in this league?
Yeah,
Just not head, right?
Yeah, as an assistant. As an assistant. You know what I mean?
But far as the players, stay pat. Far as Brooklyn go, was health just the issue?
It was health, but I will also get rid of Kyrie Irving.
And while we speaking of Kyrie Irving, I kind of want my producers back there to kind of chime in from the background. I seen a debate that's y'all tell me this is true. A lot of people saying that Ice Trey is better than Kyrie.
I wouldn't say all of that.
Do y'all agree with that?
I wouldn't say all of that. Now, what I will say, this is what I will say.
No, okay, let me see the question. Let me look at the question I saw.
Why you looking that up?
It's saying Ice Trey. This is what it's saying. Not just flat out better, but what it is saying is Ice Trey is already a better number one option than Kyrie ever was in his entire career.
I would not fully agree with that statement, but what I will say is this, is that at this moment right now of where Trey is, he's better than what Kyrie was at that point in time in his career.
Did you hear that, Purdue? So it was saying that they're saying Trey is already a better number one option than Kyrie ever was in his entire career. Number one option.
I honestly feel, I don't know if Kyrie.
Man, we ain't talking, and this is the thing. When it comes to Kyrie, it don't come down to skills. Because we know Kyrie can ball. It's all mental.
Kyrie that's the problem. That's the problem. It's up here with him. If he could get this right, he would be fine. But Trey Young right now, where he is in his career, is better than where Kyrie was at that same point in his career.
Yeah, because this is the thing. What I've always told people about Kyrie and what Kyrie thought he always was for some reason, Kyrie is not a number one option. Can the motherfucker ball? Fuck yes. Kyrie can ball his ass off. We know that.
I don't know if you can win with Kyrie as a
no. He's not a number one option.
I can see it as you had Kyrie as a 1A.
Kyrie was the number one option before LeBron came back to Cleveland. We seen how that turned out. Kyrie was the number one option in Boston. We seen how that turned out.
Yeah.
You're not the number one option over here in Brooklyn. You know, we know what, motherfucker, we know what you ain't without KD. That's KD.
And let me tell you something. I'm telling you this right now. If I was them, I would get on the horn with Brooklyn. With Portland. And I'd be like, hey, what's up with Nurkic? Or Jokic. Jokic over there. No, it's Nurkic. Nurkic.
Yeah.
Can't keep getting them up. I know they faces. I just be getting their names mixed up. I see what's going on with him. Because he don't need to. If you got KD and Harden, address that front court. Why the fuck do I need Kyrie?
And another one before I move on to this next team. When we see this, my man CP3 is now in the finals. Was he ever the problem in Houston? I don't think so, but I want to hear your.
Absolutely not. The problem in Houston was and always will be Mike D'Antoni.
It's always D'Antoni fault.
Motherfucker, man, listen, man. I don't understand it. You got this coach. He has a very glaring problem with him. And everywhere he goes, he continues to do it. He'll get you 50, 60 wins.
Yeah, because he's an offensive genius. If you want to put it, that's the thing. If your team is having trouble putting the ball in the basket, hire Mike D'Antoni.
As an offensive mind.
Facts.
As an offensive mind. It was the same thing with Tibbs. Doc wouldn't have won that ring without Tibbs.
I agree.
Because
Tibbs gonna sew some shit up on the defensive
he
end.
gonna do what he do on the defense. Now, I still feel Tibbs is a championship caliber coach. I feel like he's not had a fair shot in certain situations, but at the same time, Tibbs is what he is. So if you know he has a not necessarily glaring hole on offense, but if he can need help, put D'Antoni and Tibbs would be a crazy combo as coaches.
I agree with you on that for sure. I've always said that.
A crazy
You
combo.
put them two back to back. Whew.
Please.
Lord, tell the captain, boy.
You gonna have some fucking problems
You're
on your
gonna have some motherfucking problems.
But, you know, it is what it is, man.
All right, moving on to the last team, man. Your unfavorite to further notice, as you always say, Utah Jazz. Who needs to stay? Who needs to go? What needs to be added? I mean, of course, they have a franchise player in Spider.
Yes.
We know the boy Mitchell is a bad boy.
Get well soon.
You know what? I mean, how can Utah? I mean, because I feel like the pieces are there. They have a franchise player. They have a good coach in Quinn Snyder.
For sure.
You know,
Well balanced coach.
what does Utah need to say, yo, they are that team back in the West that they once was in the 90s with the Karl Malone and the Stockton days? What Utah needs?
Well, Utah, this is the problem with Utah and why they're not for real until further notice. You need a strong veteran presence to help that has championship caliber experience to help guide them. You got a bunch of young bucks out there just trying to figure it out. And you would think that would be on the coach, but that's not always the case. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You need that guy that they can look up to. You need the guy to understand. They do not have a strong 9-man rotation in Utah. And because they don't have that, they will always do good in the regular season. But they're going to struggle when it matters the most, when they're going up against teams that have a strong 9 and they're going to play the fuck out of you.
Facts.
When you're going fucking 12 deep in your fucking rotation in the playoffs, there's a fucking problem.
Facts.
And that's what they're missing.
So, because honestly, I mean, they were the number one team in the West prior until they got knocked out. I mean, does Utah pick up where they left off, or is it always gonna be this problem until they dress with?
No, what they need to do is they just need to go out and spend the money to get some guys like a Dennis Schroeder, solidify more of the shooting. They need to get a guy.
And keep it technical, Spider doesn't have a second option.
No, not really.
It's Spider and a bunch of good role players.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
Same thing with Giannis.
Exactly. So who the fuck on Utah is that you can call a second? It's nobody really a second option, because I'm not calling my man a second option.
Murray. Jamal.
No. I'm talking about Utah, the big man. Yeah.
Yeah. No.
No. I'm not calling him no damn second option.
Great defensive player.
Yeah.
Great defensive player.
I'm not calling him no second option. So, honestly, I just say they're a second option away.
Yeah. They need a guy. Now, that's who they need to go and get. You go and get Kawhi over there, which he would not go. But you go and get a Kawhi over there.
Yeah, Utah is just a market that is hard to land players.
Yeah. But, I mean, you can make a trade.
True that.
Put some trades together.
True that. So before we get off of sports, we got the Suns, who's already in the finals.
Before we get off of sports, bro.
Yes.
The fight.
Yo, we gotta talk about my man. Javonte Davis does it again, man. What? 11th round knockout?
I think it was 10th round.
No, 11th.
It was 11?
Mario, first of all, shout out to Mario's Barrios, because he gave a hell of a fight to Javonte Davis. I didn't know how good Mario's Barrios was. Up until I seen Mario's Barrios a fight prior to the Javonte Davis fight. Mm-hmm. I said this dude pretty good. And then I seen how good he held his own against Javonte Davis in that fight. So shout out to Mario's Barrios. But my man, Javonte Davis, man. What's the future? He's still undefeated, correct?
Correct.
What's
25 or 26 and 0, something
What's
like
the future for Javonte Davis, man? Because it seemed like, man, all his fights is in and out, knocking motherfuckers out.
His future is, I feel like he has one of two options. The more likely option will be Lemachenko. But if I'm Javante Davis, I would put him on ice. I would say, you ain't want to fight me when I wanted to fight you, so now why the fuck would I fight you now?
Because this fight was what, 140, weighed in at 140. He was fighting at 140 and up, correct?
Yeah,
140 and up?
yeah.
Man, it was a damn good fight. And the undercards were good too, man.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
The undercards were amazing, man. But shout out to my man Javante Davis with that victory, last weekend, correct?
Yes, sir.
Last weekend, man. Shout out to him. Knocked 11-round KO against Marios Barrios. Marios Barrios got a good future in him too. He's
still a champion. He'll bounce back. This was his first defeat. First time he's been knocked down. First time he's been knocked out. But he's a true champion. He'll be able to bounce back because he is a great fighter.
He is. I like Marios Barrios. He is indeed great fighter. Has a good reach.
Yeah.
You know,
Definitely.
His left side is weak. That's what Javante beat him at. To his left, he doesn't have great defense on his left. I believe if he get his defense good on his left and be able to counter punch with his left, he should be fine. But shout out to my man Javante Davis, the whole money team.
The next fight that I want to see Javante Davis take is also the next fight that I believe this other fighter should also take, and that is Ryan Garcia. This fight needs to happen. Ryan Garcia, leave Pacquiao alone. Leave his old ass alone. Get in the ring with Javante Davis because that would be an amazing fight.
That Ryan Garcia fight would go the fuck through the roof, man. And speaking of fights, July 25th, for the third time, to this day, we got Deontay Wilder and my man
Tyson Fury.
What we got, man? What I mean, does Deontay Wilder get his ass whooped again? Do we even want to see this fight again?
I want to see it again.
I want to see it again too.
I believe Deontay Wilder has been sitting, stewing in this fight. I think Deontay Wilder will win this fight.
I got Deontay Wilder to win this fight. Tyson Fury wins again. Our producer said Tyson Fury wins again. Yeah, we get ready to wrap up. He said Tyson Fury wins again. I'm gonna be honest. I got Deontay Wilder for this fight, not in a knockout though. I believe in unanimous decision. How you got it ending, bro?
It's gonna be a knockout. But
You got Deontay Wilder knocking Tyson Fury out.
Yes, I do. I got him somewhere around 9-10 rounds.
This fight will go the distance. I'll say that for sure. Did you get a chance to see the press conference with them? And
yeah, I saw
with
that.
Deontay Wilder wearing the headphones and not saying
saw that shit.
You know, and it was fun. Yeah, it was funny as fuck, man. You know, but July 25th, that fight is July 25th. And hey, let them know where they can see that fight, bro.
You can see that on Pseudo Baker TV. Also, new and improved website, tv.pseudobaker.com. Go there, sign up. You can call, email, sign up there. You can download the app directly there. Call the provider. Get yourself logged on for the low price of $18 a month.
You do not want to miss this. And get on that early, man, because July 25th is right around the corner.
Absolutely.
These weeks are moving quick. So if you missed that Javante Davis fight, please don't miss out on this Deontay Wilder and Fury fight. Like my man said, you can get it at Pseudo Baker, man. But one more thing before we wrap this sports up, man. Like I said, the Suns has advanced. Who you rather see the Suns play? I'd rather see them play the Bucks if Giannis is going to be a healthy, but who you got advancing?
Bucks for sure.
Bucks for sure. I definitely want to see the Bucks because I believe if Atlanta was to advance, we were looking at a sweep.
Woo.
We looking at a fucking sweep.
Man, look.
We looking at a sweep if Atlanta advance.
Yeah.
And that's even with Trey. Now, with Trey, you going to get one.
Trey going to get you one.
Trey going to get you one.
But it'll be definitely a 5 game. I would be surprised if it goes 6.
Agree. So I hope, and the Bucks are away from 1 game from advancing to the NBA Finals. But that is our sports segment. We're going to wrap this up, man. Y'all already know what we do after sports. When we come back, we got some good old free talk, man. That's how we do it on the DDCB show, man. And it's your boy Jay Blunt, my brother E Dunn. No Nikki and Trey today,
No
but
Nikki,
shout
no
out,
Trey.
to our co-hosts, man. They will be back next show, man. But this is the DDCB. We'll be back with free talk, man.
Absolutely.
Every night.
I'm gonna have to run that back when it starts.
And you know it. Let's get it, bro.
And we are back. Welcome to Dunn Deal Completely Blunt. Your host C Dunn, my bro Jay Blunt, Nikki Love, and Trey are not with us today.
Yes, so we don't have nobody being crazy. It's cat shit.
And we don't have to worry about no razor blades coming
And
out.
we don't have to worry about Nikki Razor Blades coming out. Nikki's still tired from the DR. She thinks she's
Oh
asleep.
shit, I know she is.
You know, she's
And
still-
you still owe us, Nikki. And you know what the fuck I'm talking about. All right?
And don't act like you don't
And
know.
don't act like you know. The shit you posted, that was cool. But we asking for the exclusive.
Listen, I need way more pressure than that.
We need some pressure.
I need some pressure, man. But welcome to this is our free talk segment, man.
Absolutely,
where
absolutely.
we just we talking about a little bit of everything that's going on around the world, man. One thing I would like to start off with free talk, man. Yo, what's up with your boy Scotty, man?
Fuck Scottie Pippen.
Is Scottie Pippen having a midlife crisis?
He acting like
First
a
of
hog.
first of all, he's growing dreads. You know, it made me think he want to be Future or something. You know what I'm saying?
Nah,
but
that's what started it.
that's what kicked it off.
I just fucked your bitch. It's some Gucci flip flops.
Hey, but so pretty much why I brought up Scottie Pippen. He's supposed to be dropping a tell-all book. I don't know if this shit is just to sell the book or whatever, but they say he's in there. He's trashing Michael Jordan. He's trashing Phil Jackson. He called Phil Jackson a racist. Do you believe this is just a publicity stunt on his end to sell the book, or do you
Man,
really believe
listen.
Pippen feel that way? Because it was reports that he wasn't happy with the Last Dance documentary.
Let me tell you something, and this is what I've noticed about this whole situation, period. When you have people with big names like Michael Jordan and Phil Jackson, you could if you connected to those people or got any type of dirt on those people in any kind of way, that tell-all book is always going to be there because you're talking about Michael Jordan. You're talking about Phil Jackson. If it was a book just on Scottie Pippen, yeah, sports fans will tune in. They'll buy it. But because there's a connection to the GOAT, because there's a connection to one of the greatest coaches that ever lived, this is what it is. He wouldn't be able to get no book deal probably if we was just talking about Scottie Pippen. But if you got a book deal with Scottie Pippen talking about Michael Jordan or talking about Phil Jackson, then hell yeah. Because it's all about them numbers. That's all this is, man. It's a money grab, man. And, you know, unfortunately, this is where we're at with this old tell-all, fucking expose, fucking cancel / motherfucking opinionated, soft ass. For a motherfucking bunch of motherfuckers that grew up on South Park, Family Guy, and motherfucking The Simpsons, these motherfuckers show is some sensitive ass bitches.
So
You
a
know,
whole lot of sensitive people.
Bunch of hoe ass. You act like a whore.
Scottie Pippen's book is called. The title is called Unguarded. It's to be released in November of this year. One of the quotes I seen in there, and this is what I'm saying. It says, "Simply put, without Pippen, there are no championships, let alone 6. There's no Last Dance. There's no last Michael Jordan as we know him. No 1990s Bulls team as we know them." Pippen details how he cringed at being labeled Jordan's sidekick, dealing with MJ on a day-to-day basis, gaining more respect, serving as the real leader of the Bulls locker room.
That's asinine, but okay, we'll rock with it. I'll read the book, see what's going on.
Because that's pretty much what he wants you to do. I feel that's where all that old smoke is coming from, for you to literally get to buy the book, you know. But Unguarded, Pippen's tell-all book will be released this November. We'll see what that's about. I mean, Pippen, you won, you got us. We'll read the book, see what it's about, man.
Fuck Scottie Pippen.
Moving on, man. One thing you mentioned earlier, bro, and I said I wanted to kind of touch on. You say, yo, it's a lot of things we don't need the government in. Remember that you were talking
Absolutely.
about earlier. I feel it's a lot of things that America need to move away from because y'all gotta understand. One thing I said earlier, and I've said this on quite a few songs too, man. You know, yes, yeah, my album Tuesday morning is out right.
Tuesday morning out right now.
Just had to plug that.
And while you're at it, go ahead and cop COTV.
Of course, you know. But I've said this, man. Right and wrong to me is so overrated because I've grown to know that all those things that we learned as kids, man, were morally built on tradition and not so much of you're right or you're wrong. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when that says a lot of things we can do without.
Yeah, like always respect your elders even if they drag you in the dirt. Let me tell you something. If your nana is dragging you in the dirt, making you feel less than a fucking human being, fuck your nana. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, respect is respect.
Respect is respect.
I don't care if you're 90. Speaking of that, I seen a old clip. I was on a Twitter, and I seen an old clip. Maya Angelou was on a talk show. I believe I want to say. Do you remember Sally Raphael?
Yeah.
Maya Angelou was on Sally Raphael.
Yeah.
And this was an old clip from the 90s. I believe that was the show she was on. And the young lady got up and asked a question, and I believe she was probably in her late teens. And she called her Maya. And man, and Maya Angelou said, "Hey, I didn't experience all this for you to just call me Maya as Miss Angelou." She came at her kind of on a harsh end, you know what I'm saying? And a lot of people thought she was wrong, but what people didn't see was the clip of Maya Angelou honestly apologizing to the young lady, said she didn't mean to be so harsh, but at the same time, this is how you respect, peers that came before you and things such of that nature. So, do you believe in that, bro? I mean,
absolutely. I definitely show respect. Everybody is yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am. I mean, but it's a mutual respect until you show me that you don't need to be respected.
Facts.
That's what that. It ain't really, man. Look, I'm over that shit. It's all about motherfucking. They going ham with the fireworks already.
Right. I thought motherfuckers was busting.
No, they ain't busting around here. But they ain't busting around here.
I'm about to say, bro.
You know they be on. Boy, the red lights will be coming quick. Busting around here, but.
Right, I'm about to say, hold on, bro. I thought you was in a community.
Right. No. It'd be quick around here, but they always go harder for the fourth around this area. But, yeah, man, respect is given. Respect is mutually respect until you show me you don't need to be respected, and then we got to go there.
Facts.
That's just how I feel about that, man.
One thing that needs to be, I'm gonna keep it, CJ. I know you're the only woman down here. I'm sorry. One thing that needs to be, I know we always bring this up, man. Let niggas have 2 women, man. I'm sorry this shit, man. Let niggas have 2 women. Let them. What is the problem, man?
Man, listen.
What is the problem?
Listen.
Polygamy, man. What is wrong with polygamy? I don't see nothing
I
wrong with it.
honestly feel like that's something that could save the black community, but we're going to talk about that next time.
That is something that's huge to the black community. We got to write that's free talk.
We could definitely write that down.
Free talk. Next DDCB show, man.
We were supposed to have that with Who Shall Not Be Nameless, but they punked out. But anyway, that's something else.
Yeah.
Anyway,
yeah.
this has been another great episode of Dunn Deal Completely Blunt. Thank you for living with us. Thank you for tuning in. This has been a quick one, but we're going to definitely be back. Make sure that y'all stay tuned. We got an uncut show coming. I know I keep saying it, but it's coming. We got motherfucking verses coming up with me and my bro. We're going to do another verses. Tune in for that. I ain't going to tell y'all the format of it, but you're going to be happy about that. Another Off the Grid show is coming. We're going to have Trace, and we're also going to have Your bro.
Yeah, my brother, man, my
Yeah.
big bro. Shout out to my bro Nemo, man. We coming with him
Absolutely.
soon. And
Man, skills tatted on forever be the thesis.
oh man, they don't know it, man. And also some of the creator of this show, Kanisha. We gonna have her for
Absolutely, Kanisha Minor would definitely
Kanisha
be on
Minor be off the grid
episode coming soon.
episode soon. So, so we got that coming soon as well. But we just had to, they been. I had way more smoke to give, but our producers are on our ass. They being harsh with the time and all that. So we gonna respect them, man. You know what I mean? But we got more coming for y'all on the DDCB show, man. Like my bro said, it's been another DDCB great one, man. Jay Blunt, my bro E Dunn, Nikki and Trey. I'm guessing they will join us next show. Hopefully to see our co-host back in action, man. I sound like Joe Budden. Hey, we don't look. Things come up, Hey, people have plans, man. But I hope that our great co-hosts Trey and Nikki Love will join us next show. But this has been a great one, man. And
Absolutely.
we're gonna see y'all, man, for the next one, man. DDCB.
Done deal completely blunt.
You know it.